In the bustling metropolis of New York, known as the city that never sleeps, the streets are constantly filled with bumper-to-bumper traffic.
But now New York ranks as having the worst traffic in the entire country.
A chaotic mix of cars, trucks, cyclists, and pedestrians all vying for precious street space. The air is thick with tailpipe exhaust fumes, and the incessant honking of horns fills the air.
Starting this summer, drivers will be charged a toll to enter what will be called the Congestion Relief Zone, Manhattan including and below 60th Street. Today, this area has some of the worst traffic in the country. Cars, trucks, buses, cabs, and emergency vehicles stuck in gridlock.
However, there's hope for change. Congestion pricing offers a solution to this gridlock, aiming to reduce the number of vehicles entering Manhattan by 100,000 each day, particularly in the area below 60th Street. This initiative holds the promise of alleviating congestion and improving the overall quality of life in the city.
Waste precious seconds responding to emergencies.
But there is a big but. Every personal vehicle will be charged a daytime toll of $15 to enter the zone. Do you like that? Is it fair? Is it worth it? Before you answer, let's dive into the issue. Welcome back, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all the latest news. Let's start. Ahead of the launch of congestion pricing, the MTA has deployed advanced technology at numerous locations across Manhattan. However, transit officials assure New Yorkers that these devices will hardly be noticeable.
More than 17 years after then Mayor Bloomberg first proposed congestion pricing for New York City, initiating the plan now taking another big step closer.
The equipment aimed at automatically monitoring and tolling cars driving below 60th Street includes Easy Pass readers and cameras equipped with infrared illumination to capture images of vehicles' license plates without flash. Allison DeCerino, the MTA official supervising congestion pricing, highlighted during an agency board meeting that these measures will benefit those working or residing nearby. Additionally, they are crucial for preserving the well-being of birds or wildlife sensitive to pollution. This marks a departure from the cameras used at the MTA's tolled bridges and tunnels, which rely on bright flashes to capture license plate images. DeCerino noted that the new devices can also automatically identify the size and type of vehicle entering the congestion zone. The MTA intends to apply different toll rates for personal vehicles, motorcycles, small trucks, large trucks, and buses. During a presentation, DeCerino explained that the devices will capture a vehicle's front plates upon entering the congestion tolling zone, check for an Easy Pass tag, and then photograph the rear plates. Using this data, the system can determine the vehicle's length and size, and subsequently calculate the correct toll amount. However, multiple lawsuits in federal courts seek to halt the MTA's implementation of congestion pricing, which proposes a $15 daytime toll for personal vehicles entering the zone. We can delve into this further in the next category. Before we move forward, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay updated on all the latest news. On March 27, 2024, the MTA board gave its ultimate approval for congestion pricing, clearing the path for the agency to implement a $15 daytime toll for drivers entering Manhattan below 60th Street. The final vote marks the culmination of a lengthy process to establish these tolls. It all began when the state legislature endorsed the initiative in March 2019, followed by extensive federal and environmental reviews. In December, the MTA board ratified the toll prices, initiating a 60-day review period. However, taxi drivers expressed objections during the meeting. Although yellow and green cab drivers won't be subjected to the $1.15 toll, the board approved a $1.25 surcharge on taxi trips entering the congestion zone. According to Bhairavi Desai, executive director of the Taxi Workers Alliance, this marks the day when the MTA has effectively told the yellow cab industry that they don't belong on the streets of New York City. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy emphasized that the vote does not mark the end of his opposition to congestion pricing. New Jersey filed a lawsuit arguing that congestion pricing should be halted because it will lead to increased traffic and pollution in the Garden State. A hearing for the case is scheduled for next week. Representative Josh Gottheimer criticized Mayor Adams, a congestion pricing supporter, for praising a plan that, according to Gottheimer, offers minimal benefits to most commuters. In a statement praising the plan for those modifications, which barely mean anything to most commuters, Gottheimer remarked,
"So basically, they took care of themselves, but did nothing for cops, for nurses, for all those people who have to commute in and now get stuck with a new $4,000 a year, $15 a day minimum congestion tax just to drive into New York City on top of the tolls they already pay."
As per Murphy, they will continue to oppose this obvious money grab. Today's actions by the MTA show their determination to break the law to balance their budget at the expense of New Jersey commuters. They will explore all available options to safeguard residents on this side of the Hudson River from an unjust tolling system that unfairly targets New Jerseyans, especially those with lower and middle incomes.
Just mention congestion pricing.
I hate it. I don't love it.
Lawmakers in the outer boroughs, lawmakers in New Jersey get it. Many have active lawsuits against the plan moving forward.
Furthermore, MTA officials expressed concerns about drivers attempting to avoid tolls by obstructing their license plates. They urged the state legislature to enhance penalties for toll evasion and elevate the offense to a misdemeanor, equating it to theft of services, a punishment akin to jumping a subway turnstile. The MTA board has officially approved the nation's inaugural congestion pricing initiative. Here are the key components of the plan to toll drivers below 60th Street in Manhattan. The congestion pricing plan for New York City includes several key provisions. Passenger vehicles will be charged a $15 fee between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m., with a 75% discount applied during overnight hours, bringing the toll down to $3.75. Smaller trucks like box trucks will face a $1.24 toll, while larger trucks such as big rigs will pay $1.36. Additionally, yellow and green taxis will incur a $1.25 surcharge, while for higher vehicles like Uber and Lyft will face a $2.50 surcharge, with both expected to pass these costs on to passengers. On designated gridlock alert days, tolls will increase by 25%, coinciding with events like the UN General Assembly and holidays. However, exemptions are granted for emergency vehicles, NYC municipal vehicles, school buses, and regular commuter buses. Residents within the congestion zone earning $60,000 or less annually will receive a tax credit equivalent to the tolls they pay. Further discounts are available for New Yorkers earning $50,000 or less annually or enrolled in income-based assistance programs, with a 50% discount on daytime tolls after their first 10 trips into the zone each calendar month. Notably, drivers using specific routes like the West Side Highway, FDR Drive, or Battery Park Underpass will not be subject to toll charges under this plan. The technology behind the congestion pricing initiative was implemented by the private company TransCore under a $507 million contract signed with the MTA in 2019. State law mandates the program to generate $1 billion annually, earmarked for MTA construction projects and enhancements. Despite some opposition, there's considerable backing for congestion pricing, which aims to alleviate Manhattan gridlock by up to 20%, while funding $15 billion worth of MTA construction endeavors. Reports from Streets blog indicate that supporters of the program outnumbered opponents by a 2-to-1 ratio during the MTA's recent public comment period on tolls.
The toll revenue will be used to make more subway stations ADA accessible, modernize subway signals, buy electric buses, and generally improve transit. It's a win-win. Drivers will get to their destinations faster, and transit users will get better subway, bus, and train service.
MTA has already installed tolling infrastructure across Manhattan and anticipates activating the technology by June. The success of this program holds significant importance, as it would establish the first congestion pricing model in the nation. If successful in reducing Manhattan's traffic congestion and boosting revenue for MTA projects, it could serve as a blueprint for other congested cities in the United States.
And yes, plenty of people are against this. And yes, it has to still be voted on. But the MTA now proposing who gets to drive south of 60th Street in Manhattan without paying, like yellow school buses, commuter buses, and most city-owned vehicles. Tony Yates, live in Jersey City, where folks are very much against this plan.
According to an MTA board member, Neil Zuckerman, we are the first in the nation, but not the last to have this kind of project. The interesting story will be what cities are going to come next. In conclusion, the approval of congestion pricing in NYC marks a pivotal moment in urban transportation policy. While contentious, it holds promise for reducing gridlock and funding essential MTA projects. As the nation's first such initiative, its success could reshape urban mobility nationwide. It's the first of its kind in the U.S. Wonder what's next? Stick around for updates on how this shakes up city life and transportation nationwide. What implications will this have for the future of transportation and public policy in NYC? Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button.